Season's greetings, everybody. Hope you're all keeping cozy. I got snow up to here on me in some parts of the province. But without further ado, let me take you into a deep depth of something I don't want to do, but when I have to do it. Plus, more track work. Alright? So, first off, this is all now glued in, except for this end here. And I couldn't get the camera in the show, but basically, my worst fears come to pass because this side, it's all pretty much leveled up. There's no real issues. However, this side, because I'm using this little 1x2x4, there is some warpage, and as much as I got this all even before, it's still off, right? There's nothing I can do about that. So I have a bit of a dip here. Like, I had rolling stock go over it, you know, and same with over here, but I don't want it to be that much of a dip or drop, right? So, for example, say this is a track I'm button into. Instead of being like level like that, it's like this, right? You see the difference between that and that? On the opposite side, there's just a little bit of difference, but it's nothing major because the rolling stock still rolls along quite nicely. But we get down to here, though, of course, probably can hear the difference. There's that big climb. And, of course, possibly derailments can happen, too, right? So we go over nicely, come back over. You see what I mean? And I saw in one video some time ago, this one person, they put screws on both ends to make them so they would stay level, right? And I'm going to do the exact same thing here in just a moment. With my drill in hand and at 1 bar of life left, I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to drill a quick pilot hole in between these tracks after I get them leveled up as best I can. So, get my fingers pinched in there. Gonna go like so. Well, that's not good. Oh, I'm missing the screw out of it. Just give me a second. Right, let's try this again. Don't need to go super deep, just deep enough. Take that bit out before it falls down, because these things tend to go if you're not careful. So I'm going to start this venture out with number 8 1.5s. And of course, as the furnace kicks in, I'm going to speak a little louder to help get my voice over that. And yeah, I put a lot of glue down to make sure that these do not lift off. There's one. You know what? No, these are a little short. See if I can find a little bit longer number 8s. These 1 inches will have to do, the shortest ones I have. And the reason I'm doing this by hand is so I can fine tune where I want it to go without completely stripping out all the wood. Right? Alright, so this one still had the Atlas. This is number 22-inch radius for this side. Right. So we can see we got quite a ways to go down. That is now down and past. Why is that sitting higher? What about this one? Oh, we have a problem here. So this side's level, that side's a little high. I'm going to have to go and drill 2 separate holes now. Put 2 other screws in there. But this side, I don't know why, it's sitting higher and that is sunken right in there. I'm thinking the foam might have expanded upwards on this side. I'll just pull this screw right out of it. Now, worst case scenario 2 is I drill a pilot hole, screw these in, and same on this side, right? Because something tells me, even with a heavy bunch of glue down, this could shift and change over time, right? Yeah, let's
How does that fit there now? So apparently crunching that foam fixed it. Okay, cool. But this guy, not so much. Now, someone probably watching could argue, why don't you use a piece of foam, Ross? Well, I could, but then I had to file it down, sand it down. If you sand it past the point of no return, then you F that side up, right? Could also just use pieces of paper. But I figure at least this way I can adjust it as needed as time goes on. Which will be interesting because this section here is not getting any ballast. Where it connects, where these edges are, they'll be ballast, right? So, unless I put a tunnel portal on the, is it like, let's put a tunnel portal on, yeah, maybe that's what I'll do. Put a tunnel portal over here, so this won't be affected. I think that's as good as it's going to get. And I just realized, I won't be able to adjust this, because I'm going to be gluing this back end down, so... Fun. Okay, and this side should be okay. Where's my piece of rolling stock? Still derailing. Why is that derailing? Okay, so once that's glued in place, that should stop derailment. Okay, time to get the cans of beans, soup, and whatever else on there, and let that dry, and go on to the next part of this task. Now onto some fun action here. In the meantime, in between the takes, I've gone ahead and it's not glued in yet, just cut it into place. I am running out of this though, and I do need to get some more, and hopefully maybe tomorrow, being Tuesday, possibly Wednesday, I'm not too sure. See whoever's going to Amherst that way. Because yeah, my car's parked for the winter, and my winter vehicle is still not on the road. But either way, railroading is progress, right? I'll use what I have. So in the meantime, I'm just going to pull this out, get it glued up, and then take these cans off of that side and put them down here. Alright? We'll just leave that for the night and see how it looks in the morning. Well, it's the following afternoon. I just got back from town, get a couple of groceries, but also a parcel of mine came in just after I was wrapping up filming. So, well, notification for it. At any rate, let's go open it up and hopefully I got everything right in the order. So let's see if I got my order right. Okay, they're all power turnouts, which cost more, of course, but I need them for this section. So there we have one right-hand turnout. Hopefully those aren't broken, unlike this other one down here I gotta fix. Put that down before I job myself. I have my second powered right-hand turnout. And the leaves in that perfect. And lastly, well, there's a lot of foam noodles. We have that left-hand one. And it's looking perfect. Excellent. Oh, wait a minute. So, yep, nope, we're good. We're good down here. Right, Rudy? Rudy, where'd you go? Now, yesterday, off camera, I went ahead and pulled this section of track up here and put all this foam in. I got it all cut to length, or not length, sorry, to width. I had a scrap I had kicking around and just got all set in place and ready to roll. This track, however, and this track here are not glued in just yet. Same with this piece here. I still have to glue this piece down and put it in. However, this section of foam here, instead of spreading it around with a piece of scrap on the glue, I just left the bead on there and then just press and smother it in just to see if there's a big difference. Because when I go to cut and trim this back to, like as you can see here, like this is kind of why where the ballast will sit on. But once I get this all set and glued in place, I'll trim this back with my knife. I'll get a straight edge ruler that I have to get around here somewhere so I can pull that back and have room for a little roadway. All right? But for now, let's get down to this far end here and make those updates to those points. Okay, let's just pull you out. Pull that out. Got to see if I can get this one fixed. It's just right in there. It should just be... Something just fell. But, yeah, I can get that soldered in there. Hopefully, so I can keep using that one. Oh, what fell? Is it just a dead carcass of a ladybug? That's what it was. That's what it sounded like. It wasn't metallic enough. Alright, get these two disconnected. These are still salvageable, despite the back end. I'll use them on the top part of the layout. Never get around to it. Alright, so we got that one there, this one here. There we go. Perfect. And I'm just going to straighten out this curve a little bit here and see if we can get this figured out. Put this piece back in. Of course, silly me. I can't really continue this anyway until that's all fully dry, and I'll take care of that tomorrow, along with the rest of this bit in here. It is now the following day. Now to see if this is all paid off since Monday. I'm going to carefully remove this one here on this side's the biggest concern because of that track offset. How'd this one turn out? Oh, this one's feeling good. Can't wait to test that one. And now the big reveal, did this shift or not? Oh, I don't know. We're looking good. Still feels as low as I was going to have it last time. And I'm glad I put a lot of glue in there to really bind that one in place. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it showed up on camera. We'll just come post edit, but that does feel good. Yeah, let's take a test here. get these cans out of the way and do an actual fling test. And this was the concerning one right here. Like, this one's a more closer gap than this one is, but that's all right. Seems to be working good. Just want to make sure it's fly out. All right, we got the Teflon cured. Excellent. Now let's move back to my newly reformed section. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Now, I'm going to go on and get this in a position where, pretty much where it is right now. Get it glued in. The tracks will still float, but I'm going to reinstall this set of tracks here and get them glued in next. Now, hopefully that all holds for now. Now, if things hold the way they are, you see we got a bit of a gap here, but that's okay. I'm not going to pack this in tight going down that way just to make a little piece for here. I'll just shimmy up a little more out of this section here, and then a little shimmy out of this section here. And that should help close up any little gap. It's always good to have a little bit of gaps because, you know, thermal dynamics, right? Things get hot, they expand, they cold, they shrink, right? It's inevitable. But when it comes to this one here and this section here, it's yet to be determined. If I'm up early enough Friday morning, I will try and get in on that and get them cut to size. But until then, everything else is looking just great. Well, everyone, thanks for watching. I'm going to wrap this up here. So yeah, join back in January, and hopefully I will have trains running again because I got a lot of testing I want to do still with locomotives and a bunch of rolling stock. So in the meantime, take care and have a great Christmas and New Year, buddy.